I took Giannis Antetokounmpo and Kevin Durant, two of the best forwards in the league, and combined them to create this absolute demigod build that might be the best game in this game. Alright, so for position, you're going to want to go with power forward. And then for the height, you're going to want to go with 6'11". Both Giannis and Kevin Durant are 6'11". And honestly, 6'11" is really a great height. Honestly, this build is just perfect. Then for the wingspan, honestly, if you're Giannis, you probably max this out. And if you're Kevin Durant, you maybe go lower to get a higher mid-range rating. But for this build right here, we're going to go with a 74 wingspan. This is very important. I'll explain why in a second. And then for the weight, you're going to want to go down to 235. Honestly, you could go lower if you wanted to, but I wanted to keep a very high strength rate. Now, starting things off, you're going to need an 85 post control. This is probably the most important rating by far. And then for the mid-range, you're going to want to put this up to an 88. Those two ratings alone are going to give you gold green machine, gold catch and shoot, gold dream shake, Hall of Fame post fade phenom, as well as gold mini magician and gold space creator. And all of those badges are so important in order for that Kevin Durant type play style. Just like Kevin Durant's mid-range in real life, the mid-ranges on this build are absolutely deadly. I mean, it doesn't matter if it's a fading midi or if it's a step back midi. Like, honestly, the fact that you're able to get this good of a mid-range rating on a 6'11" build is so broken. But in order to fully flesh out the Kevin Durant part of this build, you're gonna want an 81 3-point rating. Obviously, KD in real life is a pretty good shooter, so we're definitely gonna want to be able to green on this build, and we 100% can. Now, if you guys want to be greening consistently with this build right here, I'm gonna give you guys my jump shot in a second. But keep in mind, you're gonna get an 88 3-point rating, so you can unlock basically every single jump shot in this game. So if you don't like this jump shot, try out some of the other ones. In this video, I was using two different jump shots. You guys see the first one is gonna be base Jonathan Isaac, 17% Marc Gasol, and then 83% Maxi Kleber. And then the second one is the exact same thing, but with just Giannis instead of Maxi Kleber. Both these jump shots are very good, but you get every single jump shot in the game, so try out other jump shots. Now, in order for the Giannis part of this build, you're gonna want to, of course, have very good finishing, and we're starting things off with an 89 driving dunk. This, of course, is gonna allow you to get silver posterizer, which is gonna allow you to get contact dunks, and as well, you're very strong, so when it comes to driving to the basket, you can get contact dunks very consistently, and it's very difficult to block this build right here. On top of that, you get a ton of very good dunk packages, which is very helpful for this build right here. For example, I'm using the LeBron James dunk package, which is honestly just so glitchy and so good, and makes your finishing on this build absolutely unstoppable. Now, Giannis is a very good dunker when it comes to driving to the basket, honestly kind of unstoppable. But you're also going to want to put your standing dunk up to a 92, which is going to give you gold rise up and gold fast switch, as well as elite big man contacts. And honestly, this makes your dunking so good, especially since you can now use your hop step and then do a standing dunk. Oh, and also you have some post control, so you can just bully people down low too. Now, on this build right here, you're also getting a 70 driving layup, so you're definitely going to be hitting at least some contested driving layups, but majority of the time you're going to be doing a driving dunk. And to be honest, your close shot really isn't that bad either. Just make sure you're being smart, like don't take contested close shots. Yeah, moving on. Something that's very unique about both Kevin Durant and Giannis is their playmaking. Both of them are pretty solid playmakers, which is why we're going to get pretty solid playmaking on this build. You guys see, we're starting things off with a 75 pass accuracy, which is going to give a silver break starter. Definitely, you do not want your passes getting stolen. Then for the ball handling, you're going to put this up to a 70. You guys can already see you're able to get unpluckable, but this is going to give you bronze handles for days, as well as pro dribble moves, so you can dribble on this build. And then after that, a 63 smooth ball is going to give you gold big driver, which basically just lets you get unlimited blow bys against smaller builds, which is something Giannis does a ton. Now, you guys pretty much see some dribbling clips on the screen right now. To be honest, I really was not doing anything too fancy. You definitely can do much more than what I'm doing on the screen right now. But you guys pretty much see on these clips right here, you really just need simple drill moves because your finishing and your shooting are so good. At any point in time, you could go for a contact dunk or a step back midi or something like that. Also, you guys want my drill moves, they're going to be on the screen right now. I believe these are pretty solid. So next up after that is going to be the defensive / rebounding. Now for defensive / rebounding, you're definitely going to want to at least have some rebounding. You guys see, you're going to be able to get gold box out beast with an 85 defensive rebound rating, and as well, you're going to get a 60 offensive rebound rating. I can't say your rebounding on this build is anything absolutely crazy, but with gold box out beast, you definitely can get rebounds against basically any build in this game. All you have to do is just box them out and then press triangle and you'll get the board. With that being said, obviously you're not going to be rebounding the exact same way a build with like a 99 defensive rebound, and that's like 7'3" would be able to. Like, you're not going to be chucking people out of the way and grabbing rebounds over people's heads. So for that reason, it does kind of take a little bit more skill to get rebounds on this build. Like, you do need to be in good position. Now next up is going to be the block rating. We're only getting this up to a 78, and then we're going to put up our interior defense up to a 61 to give us bronze anchor. That might not sound like it's gonna do much of anything, but let me tell you guys, you can get a ton of blocks on this build right here. If I'm being completely honest, anchor kind of does need a buff. Not because dunking's overpowered or anything, but the difference between bronze anchor and Hall of Fame anchor is just way too small. But yeah, with that being said though, the rim protection on this build is still very good. And it's largely due to the fact that you're pretty fast and pretty large. So yeah, you can still get a ton of blocks. Now after that, for the perimeter defense, we're gonna put this up to a 59. This is gonna give us off-ball pests, and your perimeter defense honestly on this build is not too bad. especially because you're pretty fast. And then for the steal rating, we're not going to touch this at all, but you still kind of can't get steals, to be honest. But yeah, when it comes to defense on this build, honestly, it's not too bad. I do wish we could get a little bit better perimeter defense and a little bit better blocks so that we get more chase downs. But beyond that, I'm honestly surprised at how good the defense is on this build. Now, next up for the physicals, you guys can basically see them on the screen right now. The speed and acceleration on this build is pretty good, so you're going to be pretty fast. As well, 90 strength is very, very helpful and will give you so many badges, including silver bulldozer, gold box out beast, gold brick wall, and so much more. 70 vertical will give you contacts off of 1, and then 92 stamina is also pretty solid. Here's the full build, and it comes out as a 3-level threat.